Hey everyone, welcome, welcome. Everyone, welcome. Hey Kawisi, welcome. Hey Collins, welcome. Hey Travis, welcome Travis. Hello, welcome. Hey Bill, welcome Bill. Hey Collins, welcome. Hey Shane, welcome Shane. Guys, we'll get started shortly. Welcome, guys. Welcome. We'll get started shortly. Hope everyone is having a great week. Hey, Tracy. Welcome. Welcome, Tracy.
Hey, David.
We'll get started. Guys, this evening we're going to go over equities, options, and ETFs. Get started. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Let me share my screen. All right, 1 second. All right. Okay, so you guys should see my trading screen right here. You should see my cursor. Hey, Mary, how are you?
Hi, David.
Hello, welcome, welcome. All right, guys. As you know, on Thursdays, we go over the equity markets, options, but really the sectors, indexes, and stocks. All right. Hey, Daniel, welcome. All right. So let's take a look at the Monster Market Tracker. All right. So here is the Dow. All right, so here is the Dow. Still do not have a buy signal on the Dow, so price is consolidating right between support and resistance right here. So here is resistance right here. Here is support. And I'll go through this and then I'll open up the floor, all right, for the questions that you guys might have, any symbols you want to take a look at. So price is caught, the Dow is caught between this range here. So absolutely nothing to talk about. All right, so still waiting on the Dow to show more direction. All right, on the S&P, let's take a look at the S&P. And as you guys know, you know this, right? We always look at what the indexes are doing because I would say a large percentage, 80 to 90% of stocks will follow what the major indexes are doing. All right. We should have gotten a sell and exit signal right, on the S&P, right? We are trading below the moving out, the support here, which is previous resistance. I'm hoping that it doesn't go to the next support, but I would think anytime next week. Markets are closed tomorrow. So anytime next week, if the selling continues, all right, we'll get a sell signal to get to on the S&P. All right, we've got sellers coming in right in here. All right, so we should get, like right here, we had a previous sell exit signal right here, sell signal. So that's in the same area right here. So we can anticipate a sell signal coming in soon on the S&P. All right, so failed to hold resistance, never really got into that markup phase pretty good. All right, so here is all-time high. Here's all-time high, guys, on the S&P. So we didn't, we got close to it, but this is a concern, right? If we get a sell signal to close this buy signal right here, then we could move lower to start testing support down in here, but that's too soon to talk about that. All right, so that's the S&P right now. All right, that's the S&P. So now let's take a look at the NASDAQ. And guys, stop me if you have any questions on any of this as I go through this. All right, so here is the NASDAQ. Very similar price action. We actually got more selling here in the NASDAQ. And like I said, this is a long, I'm really surprised that we haven't gotten the sell signal yet on this, but we should have gotten the sell signal right in this area, right in here, but that should come soon. All right, that should come soon. Let's see here, that's the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ looks to be in more trouble than the other indexes. The S and the Russell. So the Russell, same thing for the Russell right here. All right, holding this support, but failed, buy signal failed, buy signal failed. Sellers are coming in. And then the VIX has been moving higher. All right, so as you guys know, the VIX is the VIX volatility index. So as the price moves higher, that's not good for the stock market. All right, so the VIX made a recent low of 1853, and now it's at 22 and moving higher. All right, we've got white consolidating candles. Usually buyers will come in after that. If we break resistance around 24, we should see start getting some green candles, and we could see the VIX move higher, which would not hold good for stocks. All right, so that's the indexes. A lot of indecision, but the bias right now is definitely to the downside. All right, definitely to the downside. So keep that in mind. Not quite in that markdown phase, but I've got some bearish signs there. All right. As far as the sectors, home builders continue to be bearish. All right. So home builders, industrial, that's down, and then transportation. Okay. Energy is making another move again. We'll take a look at energy in Hit Seeker and Stock Boss. And if you guys look right here, energy. So if you guys are going to trade stocks, look at those energy stocks. Okay. So energy is making a move again. Precious metals, those are going down. All right. Let's take a quick look at Bitcoin. I want to take a look at Bitcoin. We'll get a sell signal in Bitcoin. This is another long, and I think the reason why the system is kind of holding these trades right here is because we don't have a lot of selling to the downside. It's kind of they sold and they're holding, but this should give us sell signals shortly. On the 240, we definitely have sell signals. Bitcoin is still holding at about 40,000, all right? We needed to get above 45,000. As you know, that 30,000 mark is critical with Bitcoin. So 30,000 right here is critical. So 39, if selling really comes in, we could get a big push down to that 30,000 mark. All right, right here. All right, so keep an eye on Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Stock Boss. Any questions, guys, before I move to the systems? Any questions on the indexes? Any questions on the sectors? Any questions at all? Any questions? No questions? Okay. So let's take a look at Stock Boss. So we're starting to see more opportunities in Stock Boss, in energy. So let's take a look at what energy is doing. All right. So we're starting to see some moves, a continuation. All right. So we're not getting buys in the markdown phase. These are really a continuation of what energy has been doing. All right, so a lot of the energy stocks. All right, so good opportunities in Stock Boss in the energy stocks. Look at that. Buy signal here all the way up here. All right, let's see what healthcare is doing. Okay, healthcare, it was setting up to that markdown phase, okay? So if you guys look here, this is exactly what we want to be paying attention to, right? Markdown phase, right? Markdown phase, accumulation, right? Buying is coming in. And last night we talked about adding, let's see here, let me add this, RSI, all right? So if you guys don't know about RSI, it's a great tool to add to your trading, okay? We don't want to do it every time, but when we're looking to fine tune an entry, especially in that markdown phase, right? RSI is good. RSI is oversold and overbought. It's an oversold, overbought indicator, all right? So let's take a look here at it. Let me add it. Yeah. So RSI right here. Let's put this over here. All right. So if you guys look here, all right, those of you who trade in the system, all right, from time to time, bring in your RSI. We'll talk about this more. All right, there are two things that we introduced in the last couple of weeks. All right, which I think will make a big difference in your timing. All right, and minimizing your losses and maximizing your trading opportunities. And that is finding opportunities, guys. All right, finding opportunities where price is trading within a tight support and resistance. All right, so price is trading between the tight support and resistance. So you can get your entry. This is a good one. Keep an eye on this, right? All right, so buyers are coming in. Let's say we get our buy signal up in this area right here. Support is here. All right, so if the trade goes against us, guess what? Price is going to hit support and get us out. All right, that's what we want. We want tight support and resistance to manage our trades. All right, rather than wide support and resistance like this. Okay, so work on your entries, work on finding opportunities, whether it's stocks or Forex, right? Finding opportunities where the buy signal is really near getting within tight support and resistance. All right. Also, what I wanted to show you guys is this RSI tool is a good tool. Hey, Louis, welcome. This RSI tool here, guys, is a good tool. All right. When you use it within the 4 market phases. All right. And it's good to use it when you're looking to get in that accumulation phase. All right. So if you guys look here, those of you who did not see this, right, last night, all right, I want to go through this. Okay. And we'll do this from time to time to help you guys fine tune your entries. Okay. And get in the right opportunities. All right. Hey, Daniel, you on here?
Yes.
I'm gonna pick on you, Daniel. I'm gonna pick on you. What did you learn last night about RSI? What did you learn last night about RSI?
How to use RSI when the market is either overbought or oversold. So you'll compare market structure with kind of like the colors that you see. So for example, like where you have your line there, it shows that at the top, not there, all the way to the left where it says 70.00. There you go. Right there, it shows that it's overbought at that particular time. Yeah. Yep. And then when you go down where support is over here, yep, the purple lines, it shows that it was oversold. So you use that as a potential, I think this is what you said, as a potential reversal to keep in mind that it could potentially reverse. Not at that particular moment, but it's coming.
Very good.
Or it could be at that moment.
Very good. Very good. Very good. So,
hey, David?
Yes.
Are we saying that when the RSI line is in between the 2 green lines, then it's fine, but if it shoots above, then it's overbought. If it shoots below, it's oversold?
Yes. Yes. Okay. All right. So let's go over this. All right. Because I when I do one-on-one coaching, or even when we do the training classes, the timing is always an issue, right? Timing is always an issue with traders. All right. So understand that, right? If you're in the markup phase, right, it's relatively easy, right? Not totally easy, right? But it's relatively easy to stay in the trade. It's your entries and your exits. And although we have buy signals, right? Although we have buy signals, we can get buy signals, right? Up in, I had a coaching earlier, and I want to show you guys, and I'm not gonna click on, we had a, I'm gonna show you guys 2 examples here, all right? Let me do this. So here is the trade we looked at earlier today. And what I want to show you guys is that not every buy signal is good. All right. So as you guys continue to learn, you continue to trade, whether you use the systems or not, right? It doesn't matter. You want to fine tune things, right? Just fine tune the process. So here was a trade I looked at with one of our traders during the one-on-one coaching. And this was a trade. This was a trade they got into here. Let's remove the RSI. All All right. So here is a trade here. All right. So we do have a buy signal here, break of resistance, right? So price broke resistance right here. Let me draw it out. All right. So price broke resistance. Here is support right here, and follow me, guys. This is important. So here's accumulation, right? Reaccumulation buy signal right here. All right. What's the issue now? This is tradable. This is absolutely tradable. All right. We've got a buy signal right here. We broke resistance. All right. We can absolutely take this trade. But what's the problem with this trade? What's the issue with this trade? We can take it. We can take this trade, right? But what's the issue with this trade?
You put yourself in a vulnerable position because it's kind of in a range where it's still undecisive.
Okay. All right. What else?
There's not enough buyers to push up the price.
Okay. All right. What else?
The support and resistance are wider than you would be comfortable with.
All right. Very good. Very good. What else? I want you guys to think about it. Think of the 4 market phases now. Think of the 4 market phases.
So is it that the sellers are still in control?
The sellers are still in control.
It's
Or the buyers are not
consolidating,
in
so it's
control?
not. No one's in control yet.
No one is in control yet. Okay. All good. All good. All good answers, right? Okay, so look at your 4 market phases, And that's why I always say, keep laminate, print it, laminate it, keep it at your desk, right? I know one trader that has it on as a screensaver, so it's always there. So if you look at your 4 market phases, right, where would we buy? Where is the best? No, we can always buy, we can always get in. But what I want you guys to start doing is look for the best area, the best place to buy, right? We're gonna fine tune things. So where's the best place to buy? If we're focusing on the 4 market phases.
Okay, during the markup phase, right?
During the and where is the markup phase? Where does that
mean? It's gonna be the break of resistance. If it closes above above the top yellow line. Okay.
And where does the 4 market phases start? Where does the 4 market phases start?
Accumulation.
Accumulation. And where is accumulation? Where?
Down.
Down. Down. Is this down? Is this down?
No.
No, right?
No, I thought you meant accumulation like in the bottom. Everybody's accumulating. I think I have it backwards. The market phases.
Yeah, at the bottom, right? So let's go to this. Let's go to this. This is important, right? So let's do this. Follow me here. All right, follow me. I knew we needed to do this, all right, so that we really manage our entries, all right? Here's the 4 market phases, all right? Phase 1 is accumulation. Where's accumulation? Where's accumulation?
At the bottom.
At the bottom.
It's your first trade, guys, and remember this. When you're looking to get in, you're always looking to get in the accumulation phase. That's going to be at the bottom. That's going to be at the bottom. All right, that's your best trade. Can you trade that reaccumulation? Absolutely. If the price breaks through here, right, distribution, if it breaks through resistance, can you buy through here? And it breaks through resistance, continue through that markup phase? Absolutely. Just understand, every time we do that, guess what? What happens every time we do that?
You can buy.
We can what? I'm sorry, Louis?
You can buy, or we can buy.
Yeah, you can buy, but you increase in your risk. You increase in your risk because guess what? Here, down here, the price might be $10. Up here, it might be 50. Up here, it might be 100. All right? Even if we bought here, let's say right here, that's redistribution, but let's say the price breaks resistance. That's now, right? We now in the, this becomes accumulation, right? We now in the markup phase, but guess what? The price is still a lot higher here than it is over here. So this is riskier. Buying here is riskier. Buying here is riskier. Buying here is riskier. This is your best trade. That accumulation phase, that first phase, number one, is always going to be your best trade. All right, can you trade these other trades, right? You can, right? That reaccumulation, break resistance, right? But guess what? Every time we move higher, every time we move away from here, right? From here, it becomes riskier. So remember, accumulation is always going to be at the bottom of your chart, whether it's the left, middle, or right. All right.
But David, do we increase the chance maybe that the price might break below support or break up? I mean, I understand what you mean by accumulation, getting in the accumulation phase. But if we buy in, do we take a chance as well that it'll break that support and continue to go down, or go down, not continue, but go down?
That's a good question. So it could break support in the accumulation phase and go lower, right? It could, right? But what do we have in our favor? What do we have in our favor to minimize our risk if it breaks support down in here and go lower? What do we have as an advantage?
We bought it at the lowest price.
Very good. We buying it at the lowest price. Okay, so yes. All right, Tracy, if it does, good job, Gerald. If it does break support, yes, right, it will definitely go lower, right? But guess what, right? We have two things that we can do about that, right? If we get in within very tight support and resistance, so very narrow support and resistance, guess what? Our support and resistance areas are narrow, so we get small loss, but guess what? We're also buying it at the bottom. All right, we're not buying it up in this area here. We're not buying up in this area here. We're not buying up in this area here. We're buying it at the absolute bottom. And how do we know it's at the absolute bottom? So Daniel, you were there last night. How do we know that we are buying it at the absolute bottom?
I think that might have went over my head a little bit.
Okay, Bill, were you on last night, Bill? I don't remember. Were you on last night, Bill?
No, I wasn't on last night.
Okay, so.
But I appreciate Daniel's honesty.
What's that?
I said, I appreciate Daniel's honesty.
Yeah, right. Daniel is always honest.
Yeah.
RSI. All right, so let's go through that. All right, so RSI. So as you guys are getting into trading now, right? It's not new anymore, right? It's not new. You're using systems or you're trading manually, right? But this isn't new anymore. All right, so now we want to fine tune things, right? And we want to increase our chances to do things. So a lot of the stuff I'm going to cover, right, in some of these training classes is to minimize losses, maximize opportunities, okay? So follow me. So here was the trade we looked at in our one-on-one coaching with one of our students, okay? This was today. And here was the trade, all right? This is not, it's accumulation, absolutely. This is accumulation, all right? Price gave us a buy signal here. Although the price retraced down in here, if the price breaks support in this area here, we'll get a sell signal to get out. If it breaks resistance, we'll get into that markup phase and move higher. Okay, but look at the price. The price that they bought at was $64, right? $64. The initial accumulation based on the 4 market phases, right? The buy signal came in at right at 43. Is 43 a better price than 64? I'm asking you guys, is 43 a better price than 64?
Yes, it is.
Which has more room to fall? Here, if we bought it here, or here?
All the way at the top where I bought Bitcoin.
Yeah, right. So yes, although this is tradable, right? I want you guys to really think about this, all right? Because this is your money, right? This is your money, your capital, right? Whenever you put on a trade, you have to think about that. What's my risk reward? All right. So if my reward, let's say my reward could be the next resistance, right? Here's the next resistance right here, right? That's the high. So I'm betting that it's going to go from here to here. Okay. But we know it came, if we're just looking at this chart right here, we know it came from a bottom of all the way down here, right? So we're hoping that we can make money from here to here, but then look at our loss. Look at what, now, are we going to take that big loss right here? No, we'll get out on a break of support right here, but guess what, right? It has a much better chance to go from here to here than from here to here. You guys see that? Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
You guys see that? All right. So the better trade would be down in here, right? So if we follow the 4 market phases here, this is at the bottom. This is number 1, accumulation, markup phase. These are your trades. By the time it gets up to this area here, it's too late. Let it go. Just because it gives a buy signal, right? And that's in that reaccumulation phase, guess what? It's too late. All right. And so we can use RSI to gauge us, right? RSI can give us a really good gauge. All right. RSI can give us a really good gauge as to when to get in. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so here is our stock here. Was that the one? Let's see here. That wasn't the one. One second here, I'm trying to find the one. Okay, so we'll do this here. I want to go through this. We'll do it on Bullmaster here. Okay, so here is support, right? What phase is this? We have to keep going through this. So what phase is this? What phase is this down in here? What phase is this?
Accumulation.
Markdown.
Markdown, right? Markdown, markdown, markdown. All right, and now let's do this. Follow me. We're gonna add RSI. Look at RSI. Is RSI overbought or oversold right now? Is RSI overbought or oversold?
Oversold.
Oversold. How do we know it's oversold? Where is oversold? Oversold is right here. All right. Oversold is right here. Overbought is right here. Okay, so follow me. This is why I want you guys from time to time, you don't have to leave it on your chart, but from time to time, if you're confused as to where the price is, right, within your 4 market phases, bring in your RSI. All right, this is important because what we want to do is we want to be in that markdown phase, waiting patiently for that markdown phase to come to an end, right? Go through that accumulation phase, wait patiently, break resistance. We know the buyers are in, buy signal, get in. All right. You will know that you're in the right, you're in the right area of the markup phase when guess what? Price is oversold. Here is your oversold here. All right. So here is your oversold. You guys will know that, hey, price is oversold. You use the RSI, you know that you're getting a cheap price, a lower price. You're not buying up in this area here when it's overbought. You're not buying over here when it's overbought. You're not buying over here when it's overbought. You wait when it gets really oversold like here, and then you wait. You wait because you know now you're getting a better price. And to you, Tracy, that was a good question, all right? When you buy, and Gerald, that was a good answer, right? When we buy, when it's oversold like that, and we got support here, we're buying at the very bottom. Can it go much lower? Absolutely, right? It can go from 18 to 10 to 5. But guess what? That's a much, I'd rather take that risk, take that chance. I'd rather be the person down here. And this is what I want you guys to think about, right? I would rather be the trader buying down here. Look at support right here. All right, look at support here. Nice support here. This is definitely the floor. Absolutely the floor here. Right? So here the absolute floor right here was about 11. Right? Right now it's at 18. The buy signal came in at 18.33. I'll take this risk. Look at my floor. Look at my floor here. I want you guys to think about this. Look at my floor here. This is your floor. All right. This is a much better trade, right? Risk reward compared to the traders that bought up in this area in here, that bought at $110, right? $90, $80, 66, right? Even up in here, let's say we were lucky enough to buy in that markup phase up here. We missed the buy signal all the way down here on this buy signal here at 2047. We missed it, and let's say we bought it up in here. That's still very risky. Look at the RSI. The RSI is blinking red, red, red. That's like a stop sign. Say, hey, stop. All right, we shouldn't be doing this. Price is really overbought. All right, we buy up in this area, right? Listen, this is what can happen. We can come all the way back down here. We buy here, we buying at the floor, we buying near support at the bottom of that markdown phase, that accumulation phase. So we wait for price to come down, right? Markdown phase, right? Accumulation phase one, break resistance, buy here. So our downside, this is our risk right here. This is what we're risking right here. And look at our upside, right? This is what we're risking. This is our upside. Now we can time that, and this is what I want to talk about. You guys know about the 4 market phases. You know about support and resistance, right? You know about that. Now we're gonna add RSI to give us a clue to see, hey, is price really, where is price? Is it really overbought? Should I be starting to watch it because I'm getting a really low price, a really cheap price right here, all right? Or am I buying, right? Is it, yeah, it's got a buy signal right here, right? It's got a buy signal. It's got a buy signal up in this area right here, right? Is that a better trade? Is that a better trade up in here than down here? All right, that makes sense? That makes sense?
Yes.
So there are trades, there are different type of trades, guys, thanks. There are different types of trades. We can trade all day long. There are different opportunities, different buy signals, different areas to buy within the 4 market phases. Your best trading opportunities will be down in that accumulation phase, right at that bottom, after that markdown phase. All right, so I want to go through a few of these. Using RSI though, okay? Using RSI. Now, a lot of these stocks have already moved, all right? But I want to go through some of these here. And I want you guys to see, okay, and start training your eyes, bring in that RSI. So you look here. Is price overbought or oversold here? Is price overbought or oversold here?
Looks like it's oversold.
It's oversold, very good. So when it's oversold like that, guys, know that it's getting deep in that markdown phase. All right, so it's getting deep in that markdown phase. I know so many traders where it gets deep in that markdown phase and they want to short. I've done it, right? Where we try to, hey, price is moving lower, it's getting in that markdown phase. Guess what? But it's getting oversold. Whenever it gets oversold like this, we can anticipate a reversal. And this is what I want to show you guys. So while everyone else is panicking, right? They're panicking, they're selling. right? So they're panicking, they're selling. Let me open it up. All right, so everyone is panicking, they're selling, and the shorts, some shorts are getting in, trying to take it down further. You guys will know here, hey, just be patient. It's oversold. Think of it as a rubber band. When it gets stretched, right, really oversold, right, it gets stretched, it's gonna have to snap back, right? And that's exactly what it did, right? Oversold, oversold. You guys should be waiting, getting ready, right? Accumulation. There is support and resistance. All right. This is really should be an advanced class like what we do on Fridays, but you know, I did the coaching today and I'm looking at this trade that one of our traders took. And yes, it's a good trade. And they were like, David, it's a good trade. And I said, yes, it's a good trade. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a reaccumulation. We've got a buy signal, but it's not the best trade. It's not your best opportunity. Your best opportunity is always going to be at the bottom. All right. After that markdown phase when it's oversold. All right. So I think adding that RSI, if you guys if you know, after a while, you'll just know, right? You'll know when price is deep. You don't have to bring in your RSI, right? You don't have to bring in your RSI. You'll just know that price has really gotten deep in oversold territory. But until then, bring in your RSI as a gauge, all right? And it's easy to do. So
you're saying we should have got in before the break of resistance?
No, you still want to get in just like here, right? You still want to get in on that break of resistance right here, buy signal, break of resistance, right? You still want to do this, but the trick is this, find opportunities, right, where the price is oversold. After it gets oversold, all right, it's okay. So let's do this. Let me show you guys here.
So you're saying there should have been a great expectation that this is about to snap back.
Yes. And you get in the better price, right? So let me show you guys this here. All right. So everything has to kind of make sense and they all go together, right? And there's a lot of information I can give you guys, but if you get it too early, right, it's not going to make a lot of sense. So we have to give a little bit by little bit here. So here is that markdown phase. So price came from a high up in, can you guys see my cursor? Can you see my cursor moving?
You got the slide with the 4 market phase on it?
Yes. And you guys should see my cursor. Can you see my cursor moving?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good. Okay, so here is the high. Here is price at $100. We know we don't want to buy it up in this area here. All right, so let's say we bought, right? Price came up here. We got a sell signal to get out. And it's going through that markdown phase. So markdown phase, red candles, right, all the way down here. When the price gets down to this area in here, that's your RSI telling you that it's oversold. That's your RSI telling you that it's oversold. All right, a lot of times if you do not have RSI, right, although it's at the bottom, right, yes, it might be oversold, but that RSI, boy, when it gets below 30 and below, and it's blue like you guys saw, that's really oversold. So you're not gonna buy it down in this area here because it can continue to become more oversold. It can absolutely go lower, right? So what we're doing is saying, hey, man, it's oversold here. RSI is telling us it's below 30, it's blue. We're gonna really pay attention, right? Once it gets up, finishes that accumulation phase, breaks resistance, we're going to jump in, because guess what? We know it was oversold. It was oversold last week. It was oversold last month. All right. It was oversold 3 days ago. And guess what? It's coming from an oversold territory, which means I'm getting the best price. I'm still going to wait for the buyers to come in, and I'm going to buy on a break of resistance right here. But guess what? I know it's oversold. It came from oversold. It didn't come from overbought. All right. It came from oversold, the very bottom. So think of being RSI oversold being the very bottom or close to the very bottom. That makes sense?
Yeah, that was a really good nuggets right there, David.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, RSI is pretty cool.
So you saying buy at the break of resistance, not down, don't get down in at the bottom. Because I thought you said get down in at the bottom.
No, we'll never get here. We'll never buy in at the bottom. You guys know that because we're going to wait for the break of resistance. We just need RSI to tell us that it's at the bottom. It's at the very bottom. Okay, let me show you guys here. Okay, follow me. Follow me. This is all about your timing, all about your timing to get the best value, right? The best value. All right. Hold on 1 second. Let me go through this. I want to find one. Okay, here. Okay, here is RSI. Hold on. Let me find a better one here. And your job is to find, when you trade, guys, every trade is not the same. So your job is to find the best trading opportunity. Okay, the best trading opportunities.
So David, even if it's overbought, we can still go into the 4 market phases, even if it's overbought, and the RFI is telling you that it's overbought. Correct?
Okay, repeat that.
If it's oversold, we know that we're getting the best price.
Yes.
We know, it's at the lowest price point that is, but if it's overbought, will that still go into a 4 market phase? Will that still go into an accumulation phase, being overbought? I don't know if I'm asking this question the correct way, but
yes, good question. Yes. And this is what you guys have to be careful of, right? So even if it can stay overbought for a long time, right? So that's a good question, right? Gerald, right? That was you, Gerald? Yeah. If it's overbought, all right, so here is one here. Okay, so here is one here. So to your question, it can be overbought. See right here. So we've got reaccumulation, right? So we got new support and resistance, new accumulation, right? Accumulation, reaccumulation, rather, reaccumulation, overbought. Overbought. All right, overbought.
Okay, I got it. Yep, okay. That's what I was thinking.
Overbought. But look here, oversold. It got really oversold at 825, all right, 825. When it gets oversold like this, you guys should be getting excited, right? Because you're going shopping and you're getting a lower price. Not that you're gonna enter. So Tracy, not that you're going to enter down here, right? When it's oversold, you're not gonna enter, it's still in the markdown phase. It can continue to become more oversold. Just like here, look here, right? Here, it was oversold. You guys see that blue right here, right? So it was oversold here, but guess what? It still went lower. So that doesn't mean that we're going to take the trade once it becomes oversold. It can get even more oversold. And if it becomes even more oversold, that's reason to get even more excited. We still need a break of resistance, right? We need the buyers to come in. We need our buy signal. We need that markup phase.
Hey David, what was the last question? I didn't hear the last question.
Gerald, repeat the last question.
Well, my question was about overbought. And you answered it, because even when you put the cursor up where the breaker resistance is, right up, yep, keep going up, there still was an accumulation period. There still was a markup period. So I was just curious, when you was explaining the lowest price point, I was just curious, even if we came into this trade at the, whenever it was, overbought, can we still make a good, it wouldn't be the best trade. It would just be a trade, but the better trade would have been if it was at the bottom. So I think all of this was just showing us the information is better trade, best trade.
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, there is an absolute best trade, and then there are good trades. Okay, find and your best trade is always based on risk and reward. All right, what are you risking compared to what are your rewards? And understand that your best risk, right? Because this is your capital, right? Every time you guys go to trade, you put in your capital at risk. All right. So the best trade is always going to be at the very bottom of that markdown phase, the very bottom. Why RSI works really nice, and I don't like to bring in a lot of indicators. If you guys notice, we don't have any indicators on our charts. The one indicator that I will use in addition to the systems is RSI, because I want to know, hey, am I getting a good deal? Am I getting in at the lowest price? And the one indicator, and there are others out there, right? But the one that I like is RSI. It's RSI. So when the price is falling like this, right? So when the price is falling like this in that markdown phase, and we get RSI deep, when we deep into RSI, and this one here is deep, right? It's all the way at 16, right? That's deep, okay? We can get excited because we know, I'm gonna bring it up here. We know that, hey, we're getting a really cheap price down in this area here. That price fell from a sell signal of 58 all the way down here, all right, to 39. All right, so look at this, it's deep, it's really oversold. So get excited about this, right? So all in this area in here, we got pretty good support, all right? Right here. So Tracy, this is your risk, right? Here is support, so really good support, that's your floor. And then guess what? Here is your resistance right here. Here is resistance right here. You've got very tight And I want you guys to practice this. Don't just randomly get into these trades when you get a buy signal. All right. I mean, look at this. Very tight support and resistance. Price is really oversold. Guess what? The buyers come in, green candles, buy signal, right? You got in here. This trade right here, and you guys should take a picture of this. This trade right here is a better risk trade than this one right here. Same buy signal. We got a buy signal here. Price broke resistance. We got a buy signal here. We got a buy signal here. This here, all right, we got a wider support and resistance compared to here. And guess what? Here, this trade right here, guess what? We overbought in this area in here. All right, here we were a bit oversold, but all in this area in here, right in here, we overbought. Okay, big difference. This trade right here is very different from this trade down here. And let's say you didn't have the system. Let's say someone is trading and didn't have the system, all right, to get them out, and they got in this trade right here. If it went against them, guess what? This could happen right here. All right. Whereas here, we get in it when the price here is overbought, the price here is oversold. It's oversold. So this buy signal here is very different than this buy signal here. You increase your losses here, you increase your risk with this buy signal, you reduce your risk with this buy signal. Because guess what? We're coming from oversold territory rather than overbought territory. Make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, it does.
Any questions on this? So I want you guys to practice this, okay? So the way you bring in your RSI, so those of you who trade in the systems, or if you trade in a different platform, it's gonna be different to find it. With TradeStation, just right click, go to studies, add studies, all right? And RSI, select RSI, select RSI right here. And let's see here, and select OK. And it's gonna bring in your RSI right here. All right, so try that. Try that when you're looking for opportunities, and try to find those oversold territories, and then wait for the price to, just like you do anyway, wait for that accumulation phase, buy signal, and get in. All right, so practice that.
So David, if we don't have like heat seeker, or we're manually looking for stocks, you suggest we start like in the healthcare sector? To start like just manually looking for stocks if we don't have like heat seeker?
Yeah, health sector has been doing well. So I would look there. You'll find some, they're starting to move. So they are starting to move. But they were given some really good markdown phase opportunities. So yeah, healthcare, some of those biotechs, but they're definitely starting to move. I don't think there's anything in technology, and the NASDAQ is moving lower, but I would say just look for opportunities in healthcare, utilities. You might find some opportunities in utilities. All right. But the most important thing, even if you find a stock, Tracy, that is not within the right sector, if you follow that process, you'll still have a good chance, a good opportunity, because you're buying it at that bottom, right? You're buying it at that bottom, you're waiting for the buyers to come in on a break of resistance.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, help, you know, find a good sector, absolutely. But I think following that process will help a great deal. Okay, we can be in the right sector, right? We could be in the right sector. We could have the indexes on our side, but if we still buying and entering wrong, it's not gonna matter. Okay, but we can not have the right sector, right? The indexes could be bearish, but then we could have a stock that's deeply oversold, right? Deeply oversold, and buyers are coming in, and that could be a really good trade. Okay, that makes sense.
Yes, thanks.
Welcome. All right, guys. This is it for this week. All right. I want to thank you guys for coming. All right. We've had some issues with getting alerts out. I think we've got that all fixed. Okay. If you guys don't hear from me, if a day or two goes by and you guys don't hear from me, give me a call. There's something, you know, and I'll make sure you get in our alerts. Okay, because we send a ton of alerts. I send those out every single day, different market information. So, but I think we should have everything fixed now. All right, guys, take care. Have a great weekend. Sniper traders, you should have gotten your alerts today. All right, markets, equity markets are closed tomorrow, and we'll have your new alerts on Monday to exit those trades. Okay, thanks, guys. Take care, and I'll see you guys on Sunday. Take care. Hope this helps.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, guys. Take care.